We're back!
Toby, my man.
There you go.
Welcome.
We're back. This week in startups, your boy Josh.
Your boy Toby.
That's me. Welcome back, guys. So, Josh, as we do every Wednesday, this week in startups, what's happening?
This week in startups, I think it's been a pretty cool week. We're seeing lots of cool articles wrapping up the year, and I think there's some really good ones. Hopefully I'll share some links with you and we can provide those to our viewers as well.
Yep, always.
To some cool reports. But straight into the news, I wanted to talk about, because I love your opinions, Toby.
You hear that? I just want to make sure my wife heard that. Josh loves my opinions.
So I want to know, what do you think of Amazon? It's launched in Australia, for anyone who doesn't know. Are you happy?
So happy.
Tell me
I'll
about
tell you,
your Amazon experience.
I'm happy for several reasons. And you guys will start to learn about this when you start to use the store, I guess. But I used to love coming home to a brown box on my doorstep, and even though I ordered it the night before, I was like, oh my god, what's in the box? I was like so excited. So you have those brown box experiences to look forward to, but most importantly, as a consumer, you have unbelievable deals that should come this way. For example, I wear an Apple Watch, and I was able to buy Apple Watch bands. I think I got 4 for $20.
Amazing.
Authentic, nothing wrong with them, exactly as they were, delivered next day to my door, versus I think these are 79 Aussie.
So like huge saving.
Massive. Oh, I'll get one for every day of the year at that price. So I love that. I love new ways of delivering happiness, if I could say that. And Amazon have nailed supply chain.
Yeah. Amazon
have nailed pricing. I think retailers are in for a rude shock, and I think that people are like, but don't you feel bad for the little guy on the corner store?
Like I wouldn't say I'm concerned, but I just really want to think about, so we have a startup now. Yeah. And we're all about startups, so I'm like thinking about a startup right now who's in the market, and Amazon says, hey, we're actually not going to use you as our recommended delivery or as one of our delivery platforms. It could potentially send them way out.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so, but I think like, if you look at like Jerry Harvey, for example, and we look at his war with Ruslan Kogan as a great example, Jerry was just outdated.
Ruslan is still killing that war.
Yeah, Ruslan's absolutely carving it up. But the point of the conversation is that just because this is what you've done forever, and you might be great at running Harvey Norman or a retailer, doesn't mean that you can just stay defiant in that role forever. The market is evolving, things are changing, consumers are getting better.
Definitely.
Way more consumer savvy. The other thing I love about Amazon is the review status. So often when you go to buy something, you can check consumer reviews. And I always jump to the bad reviews, personally, to see whether or not, if it does end up being like this, can I stomach it as a consumer? I don't look at the good reviews.
Can you handle the worst, pretty much?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
And I love that transparency. I was not a huge fan of Jeff Bezos. I just didn't understand why he was spending so much money in deploying infrastructure. But
he was secretly building this little supply chain network that has almost taken over the world, which is incredible.
Yeah. So I think it accounts for like 60% of consumer transactions in the US.
Wow.
E-commerce go to Amazon. As a manufacturer or as a product guy, I've got a bunch of companies that I'm advising to make sure that they're on the Amazon marketplace. It's no different to being on Facebook. Like, be where the eyeballs are.
Yeah.
And if you're a product, get yourself on the Amazon network. They'll buy at the right price. They're not going to try and screw you. I did business, and I did millions of dollars worth of business with Amazon in the US over 8 years. And it really just is a transparent platform where consumers are winning.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, that's awesome for Aussies, because I think often we get shafted with crappy prices here in Australia. And you've probably experienced it coming back from the US.
Yeah, no.
And like, how much does it cost you for a pair of Jordans here compared to...
It's outrageous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And they're the same product, and there's no real difference. We get free shipping if we order from the US, but we can't get the same price between two Nike stores. kind of annoying.
Yeah, so I think consumers, huge win for consumers. I think it's huge win for companies that are going to look to wholesale their products.
Definitely.
And I think it's going to be a huge win for retailers that have a store on the Amazon marketplace. So consider it.
I like it. So next piece, I think let's turn to some really cool news now. Everyone loves aviation, love holidays, of course.
Well, yeah.
You've had a recent experience on a plane. You went away recently?
Yep.
How was it?
Actually had a recent experience on a helicopter too.
Not bad.
Crap my pants, but it was fun.
So I think what we probably don't realize about aviation is the massive environmental effect it has.
Yeah.
Like I got a stat here: 5 million oil barrels every day used in the aviation industry. That accounts for 2.5% of the world's total carbon dioxide emissions.
That's crazy. You know, I often sit on the runway and I see airplanes take off while I'm sitting on the runway to take off as well. And the pollution that comes out the back.
You just see this black.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And even like, you even look at the rear of the plane and it's just got stains.
Yeah, and it's not.
It's dirty, man.
It's dirty. We know it's dirty, but we have an insatiable feeling for travel.
We don't really have a choice. If you want to travel, you got a stomach.
I'm not taking a boat. I'm just going to put it. So I think what's really cool in this piece of news is that something's being done about it.
Yep.
With probably three companies that I want working together. We got AIRBUS, Rolls Royce, and Siemens.
Cool.
All great, huge companies that I think can really drive change in the aviation industry. They've put out they've put out like an expectation. They're going to have a working prototype by 2020.
So are they talking about going electric?
They're talking about going electric.
So Rolls-Royce is now, Rolls-Royce was the premier combustion engine vehicle, right? Well, motor, which had a vehicle as well. But I understand that they make Rolls-Royce engines are made for airplanes as well. But so they're
flipping.
Love it. I love it.
It's good stuff, and I think all this investment into electric vehicles, we've seen a lot. We've spoken about it before.
Well, we haven't actually. I think we've been doing This Week in Startups for a number of weeks now. You haven't mentioned the T word or the T company this episode.
I haven't, but we've done it a few times.
We're on the verge of saying it now.
We'll get onto the T word soon. But
I guess they are going to be on the episode.
They might be. Can we avoid it? No.
Yeah.
But I think what is really cool is that all this investment into electric vehicles is seeing battery prices fall dramatically.
Yep.
And so we saw recently in South Australia, good work, Elon, our man's up now.
There we go.
He built the battery farm in less than 100 days, which is really good.
It's huge as well.
Huge.
Yeah.
But he's second rate. Hyundai's just announced they're going to build a farm 1.5 times the size of that battery farm in the next 3 months.
Guys, this has become a pissing competition. I just wouldn't go up against Elon.
I mean, do it. I think it's good for the industry. I think it's good for batteries and battery storage. It's driving down prices. It's going to make them better, more efficient, smaller. And I think that plays right into the aviation piece, meaning that we're going to be able to travel further with bigger planes with more efficient batteries. And I'm pretty excited. 2020, come at me.
I love it. I love, so I used to work at a company that I used to work at called PetSafe out of Knoxville, Tennessee. They had this value which was built to last. And I love that these companies, PetSafe to one side, I love what PetSafe did on the built to last value. But I love what some of these older companies are doing, like a Rolls Royce. It's almost vintage.
Yeah,
right? They're going electric to make an impact on environments. You've got Tesla doing batteries, and another company going, well, I'm going to up Tesla. Hey man, the environment's winning, which means the people are winning.
Means we're winning.
I'm all about that.
That's awesome. Toby?
What else?
We have time for more?
One more.
What happened recently? We've all heard about initial coin offerings. Do you know about these?
Oh man.
So
we're going to talk about Bitcoin now?
We're going to talk about a little bit about Bitcoin. Man. Pretty much initial coin offerings when a company says, hey, let's offer some money to consumers and give them a coin branded as our company. So for us, we'd brand ours hashtags.
Yep.
We'd sell hashtags.
Yep. I'd buy that.
You'd buy a hashtag?
I'd buy that.
And so this year alone, there's been $3.5 billion in ICOs around the world, which is huge. So there's bound to be some scam artists. And the SEC cracked down. They found a scam artist. They raised $15 million in ICO. And the SEC has come out and said they have all the hallmarks of a scam. That's unsurprising.
So where did that 15 million go?
Into the founder's back pocket, I guess.
Right, so off to Switzerland.
So I hope he's
Swiss bank account.
Yeah.
Holy moly, that's ridiculous. So like so we have some incredible talent in the building that are mining and trading and having a lot of fun with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If you look at my iMessage, it's blowing up. Toby buy Bitcoin, Toby buy Bitcoin. Jake Adler, shout out to you. I had to do a shout out. I have another shout out. Jake Adler is on my case about Bitcoin. Hey, Scully. What do you think about Bitcoin?
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Sportsmore I am, not interested in Bitcoin. I don't know, guys. There's some people making money in this building on Bitcoin, and all the more power to them. I'm not there.
I think just the thing to remember about Bitcoin is that it's huge now, and it's in the news a lot, but its total market cap is like 180 million globally. So for Bitcoin...
Coins, units, or dollars?
Their dollar value for their market cap is 180 million.
Right.
That's the same as Coca-Cola in the US. So let's just put that into perspective for a second and realize that it's probably not as big as it seems.
Huh. That's very interesting.
So I think...
So wait, I read something last night on the Winkle process. The guys
that made millions.
Billions.
Yeah.
They have $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. The market caps.
This is what I've been reading today. Interesting. I haven't done any fact checking. So
well, you're the lawyer. So we're gonna go. I think that's a great stopping point for this week. Lawyer's gonna go check some facts.
I'm gonna fact check.
We'll be back this time next week. Josh, there's a bunch of fans out there that look forward to the Wednesday episode.
Yeah.
Because of you. And I read somewhere like Josh and his stupid psychic. Well, there's only two of us on the show, so I guess that's me. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Toby.
Awkward City, population 2, now 1. See you guys next week.
See you, everyone.